above, and that allowed for some widespread frost. I know even myself on the South Shore saw some frost early this morning. And we've now had a little bit of high clouds rolling in. Temperatures have rebounded. We were in the 50s yesterday, lower 60s during the day today, down to 59 at the moment. But humidity values are higher. The dew points are coming up. That's going to allow for maybe that inversion to set up overnight tonight and early tomorrow, which kind of traps smoke. That's why that Lafourche fire could even be worse tomorrow, not with regards of how much of the area is burning, but because the atmosphere will kind of trap that smoke closer to the surface. Today's high was a little bit closer to our average, which is now down another degree at 66. And boy, the morning low at Kenner 41, and as I said, 30s north of the lake. High cloudiness has generally been moving through throughout the day today. We'll see kind of that continuing overnight, but then increasing a bit more during the day tomorrow, and I think partly to mostly cloudy skies, especially later on into the day on Friday. Temperatures in the upper 50s, low 60s outside at the moment, but we're not going to be getting as cold overnight because the humidity is going to be higher. Dew points have been coming up and will continue to increase throughout the night and into the day tomorrow, and peaking on Saturday. A more spring-like feel to the day Saturday with highs nearing 80 degrees. Winds are also becoming more off the water, so an onshore wind bringing in more of that moisture, which will continue and kind of surge into the day on Saturday. So warming up for tomorrow and for Saturday. Now the timing of the rainfall, we're starting to get a little bit better agreement in the models, and most of them are calling for it to start after midnight, maybe 11:30 to 12, starting to move into our western parishes and then moving through by about 4 or 5 a.m. already east of our Mississippi counties, and then that cold, dry air moving in and windy conditions for Sunday. Here's what we're watching. Upper troughing that is just starting to take shape across the Pacific Northwest. This upper troughing is going to, out ahead of it, bring in a surge of instability. That'll start really bringing back the Gulf moisture and maybe some stray showers. The rainfall ahead of the front has not been as certain. As far as the front itself goes, looks like it'll start to take shape late Saturday, or midday Saturday, I should say, off to our west, and then moving through early on Sunday morning. And with this deep upper trough, a surge of colder air will be moving in behind it. Now the Arctic air, which is kind of the origins, the source region of this cold air, that's going to stay to our north, but it will provide for a significant drop in temperature almost as soon as we start the day on Sunday. Once that front moves on through early Sunday morning, you will definitely feel the difference. First, though, we'll start with an increase in cloud cover. That continues into the overnight and throughout the day tomorrow. Maybe a stray shower or two tomorrow, 10-20% chance. Kind of the same for Saturday. Isolated rain chances for most of the day. It'll be a much warmer and more humid day on Saturday, and as I said, kind of that spring-like feel. Storms not arriving until, here we go, 11:30, just starting to move through the Florida parishes. So maybe not even quite to Tangi just yet, not quite to our river parishes. So after midnight, those storms rolling through. 2 a.m. across the North Shore metro area. By about 4 a.m. already clear of Mississippi and right around central and southern Plaquemines Parish. By 5, 6 o'clock, rain is gone. Skies are clearing, and that cold, windy weather moves on in. The risk of severe weather remains low. The greater threat looks to be off to our west. Even the Storm Prediction Center is saying it doesn't really appear, as that line continues into southeast Louisiana, how much of that instability will still be there, especially during the overnight hours. There's also a low-end threat for some localized flooding. I think widespread, we're looking at about 1 to 2 inches of rainfall, but more localized, we could see 2 to 4. Not that this is going to be a widespread issue, but after last weekend's issues, we'll be watching this one very closely as well for early on Sunday. So we're back into the 70s during the day tomorrow. I've got us at 80 degrees Saturday. Most of the day dry. Our storms really rolling in after midnight, so pre-dawn hours of Sunday. Then the rest of the day Sunday will stay chilly, mainly in the 50s during the afternoon. Some cold mornings on the way Monday and Tuesday, but generally staying below average through most of next week.